Megyn Kelly was talking about Halloween, of all things, on her NBC morning show when she made a big blunder.
What is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface on Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like, back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
The former Fox News host apologized to her colleagues in a letter, but that didn't stop the criticism within NBC or the coverage on the network.
The fact is, while she apologized to the staff, she owes a bigger apology to folks of color around the country, because this is a history going back to the 1830s.
Her comments came during a panel discussion on her program this morning, quickly sparking a backlash over remarks many viewed as racially tone-deaf.
I'm Megyn Kelly, and I want to begin with two words. I'm sorry. I learned that given the history of blackface being used in awful ways by racists in this country, it is not okay for that to be part of any costume, Halloween or otherwise.
NBC has now confirmed reports by me and other journalists that it's ending her role anchoring the third hour of the Today Show. Joining me now from New York, Marisa Guthrie, television editor for The Hollywood Reporter. So how big a mistake were these blackface comments, considering that Megyn Kelly made a full apology on the air?
Well, they were the last nail in the coffin. She had been talking to Andy Lack, NBC News chairman, before she made the comments about winding down her 9 a.m. show. It wasn't necessarily working. She had lost nearly 500,000 viewers compared to the show she replaced, which was a lot cheaper to put on. So, and she had angered NBC News management by aggressively reporting on Matt Lauer, by reporting on the accusations against Tom Brokaw, and then by suggesting that NBC should hire an outside investigator for the Ronan Farrow, Harvey Weinstein reporting. All of these things that made NBC News management very angry. So the blackface
Well, hold on
comments,
now. So yeah, so she was. She made them angry by being aggressive in reporting when it came to NBC people. Look, there was a lot of resentment against Megyn at NBC. She also felt that she wasn't being supported. There were a lot of leaks that seemed to come from NBC against her, places like New York Post. So when you say final nail in the coffin, it almost sounds like NBC seized upon this admitted mistake as a way to orchestrate her rapid exit.
Look, I think that if she had not done all of those other preceding things, and her ratings were great, and management liked her, they would have supported her. But they signaled pretty right away with that report on NBC Nightly News, the day that she made the comments, that was nearly 5 minutes, the report, which is an eternity for a 22-minute broadcast. And so they signaled right away that the gloves were off, that they were not supporting her, that she had no support internally.
Right. Long report. I mean, I give NBC credit for covering it, but the way in which it was covered suggested that there was maybe a bit of a grudge. And then there were these leaked reports that Andy Lack, as you say, the NBC News chairman, had privately condemned the remarks to other staff members. So it seemed like, this all happened so quickly that Megyn Kelly had almost no chance to fight back. And, I also give her credit for the apology. I mean, it wasn't like she went out and said everybody should go in blackface. She just put it in artfully. It was a serious mistake, but as you say, was the resentment also tied to the fact that she was making so much money, the $69 million contract, and that she had come from Fox?
Well, I think that her persona and her on-air style, a prosecutorial interviewer, somebody who challenged orthodoxies, like she brought that to NBC. That's who she was when they hired her.
Right. What did NBC think it was getting?
Exactly. And this has been a narrative in all of this coverage that, she may have convinced herself that she could do this morning thing. She may have convinced NBC executives, but they should have used a little more introspective and knew what they were getting. And so you put her in that, and the demographics of morning TV and daytime TV have changed. So her style worked very well at Fox News. She was a tough interviewer. She was, really a strong interviewer. And so that didn't fit with daytime TV. She was bringing all of that to the 9 a.m. hour of today.
Right.
And it was causing all sorts of problems.
Well, I understand the debate. Maybe it wasn't a great fit and all that. But at the same time, it seems the way in which she was pushed out over this in a way that made her seem guilty despite the apology was just brutal. Was just brutal, but
It
television,
was
as we
brutal,
know,
and she went but they let her go on and apologize.
Right.
So,
and then that was her last day, and then she had to,
Yes.
and then suddenly she's gone. All right, we got to go. Marisa Guthrie, thanks very much for sharing your insights.